For thousands of years, one story has haunted human imagination. A story about a powerful, advanced civilization that vanished beneath the sea, a paradise of knowledge, technology, and harmony, lost in a single night of fire and waves. They called it Atlantis. But was it real, or just a myth created to teach humanity a lesson? Today, we dive deep into one of the greatest mysteries in history, the legend of Atlantis, the lost civilization. Our story begins around 2,400 years ago in ancient Greece. The philosopher Plato was the first to speak of Atlantis. In his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, he described a mighty island empire that existed 9,000 years before his time, a place beyond the Pillars of Hercules known today as the Strait of Gibraltar. According to Plato, Atlantis was larger than Libya and Asia combined. It was rich in gold, silver, and rare metals. The Atlanteans were a powerful people, blessed with great knowledge and advanced engineering. They built magnificent temples, golden palaces, and a city surrounded by concentric rings of water and land. At the center stood a temple of Poseidon, shining like a jewel under the sun. But, as the story goes, the Atlanteans grew proud and corrupt. They began to conquer neighboring lands. Their thirst for power angered the gods. And then, in a single day and night of misfortune, Atlantis sank beneath the ocean. For centuries, people debated whether Plato was describing real history or a moral fable. Some scholars believe he invented Atlantis as a warning, a symbol of human arrogance and the fall of great civilizations. But others say the details are too specific to be fiction. Could Plato have heard ancient stories passed down from Egypt, echoes of a real disaster? Perhaps a lost memory of a massive flood or volcanic eruption? Throughout history, explorers have searched for Atlantis in every corner of the world. Some claim it lies under the sands of the Sahara Desert, where satellite images reveal mysterious circular patterns, eerily similar to Plato's description. Others point to the Azores Islands in the Atlantic Ocean, where strange underwater ruins have been discovered. Many believe Atlantis was actually Santorini, an island in the Aegean Sea that was destroyed by one of the biggest volcanic eruptions in human history, around 1600 BC. And then there are those who look west to the Caribbean, near the Bimini Road in the Bahamas, where underwater stone formations seem almost man-made. Every location adds new evidence, new hope, and new mystery. But none of them has ever provided undeniable proof. Some ancient astronaut theorists claim that the Atlanteans possessed technology far beyond their era. They speak of crystal energy, flying machines, and free power sources drawn directly from the Earth itself. According to these theories, Atlantis wasn't just an advanced society. It was a civilization that had mastered the very forces of nature. They might have used crystals to store energy or even developed machines that could manipulate gravity. If this is true, their knowledge would have been centuries, perhaps even millennia, ahead of any known civilization. Could Atlantis have been the first advanced society on Earth? A civilization that harnessed clean energy, mastered flight, and perhaps even explored beyond their own planet. Some believe the Atlanteans unlocked secrets of the universe that we are only beginning to rediscover today. But with such immense power also came arrogance, greed, and imbalance. And that imbalance, as the legend says, led to their destruction. Even the famous American mystic Edgar Cayce, often called the Sleeping Prophet, claimed that Atlantis would one day rise again. He predicted that parts of it would reappear near the Bahamas around the 1960s. Strangely, only a few years later, divers discovered the mysterious Bimini Road, a series of massive rectangular stones forming what looks like an ancient path under the sea. Was this the proof Casey had spoken of, or just a natural rock formation that fuels our desire to believe? If Atlantis was truly that advanced, why has no trace of their machines, tools, or writings ever been found? Could the ocean have swallowed and crushed every piece of evidence over thousands of years? Or is it possible that we're simply looking in the wrong places, searching for ruins when the real remnants are buried deeper under layers of earth, coral, and time itself? Some scientists believe that the evidence might lie miles beneath the ocean floor, hidden under centuries of sediment and tectonic movement. If the catastrophe that destroyed Atlantis was as violent as described, the landmass could have been shattered, scattered, and buried beyond reach. Others suggest that the survivors of Atlantis may have escaped, spreading across the world and passing their knowledge to new civilizations. Look closely at the architecture of the ancient world. The pyramids of Egypt, the temples of South America, the megaliths of Turkey and Indonesia. How did cultures separated by oceans build with the same precision, align their monuments with the stars, and follow almost identical mathematical patterns? Could these similarities be coincidence or the echo of a single lost origin, a mother civilization whose memory became the legend of Atlantis? Modern science, of course, offers more grounded explanations. Many historians believe that Atlantis might be a blend of several real disasters. The great volcanic eruption of Santorini around 1600 BC destroyed an advanced island civilization called the Minoans, whose technology and seafaring were remarkable for their time. Massive floods that occurred at the end of the Ice Age could also have inspired stories of entire cities sinking beneath the waves. Over time, these events may have merged into one powerful myth, the fall of Atlantis. But even as science explains, it also reveals. Around the world, archaeologists have found ancient ruins beneath the seas of India, Japan, and Cuba, structures that date thousands of years earlier than recorded history. Stone roads, temples, and walls that no one can fully explain. Are these lost cities part of humanity's forgotten timeline? If we keep finding civilizations older than we believe possible, how long before myth becomes memory and legend becomes fact? Some researchers suggest that the story of Atlantis is not about one single place but about humanity itself. Our endless cycle of creation and destruction. Every great empire rises, shines, and then falls. The more powerful we become, the more fragile we are. Atlantis, in this sense, might be a mirror, showing us the dangers of pride and the cost of losing harmony with nature. Whether Atlantis existed or not, its message remains eternal. It reminds us that progress without balance leads to ruin. A society can reach unimaginable heights, but if it loses its wisdom, compassion, and respect for the world around it, it can vanish in a single night. Plato wasn't just warning us about a sunken island. He was warning us about ourselves. Today, as humanity once again plays with forces it barely understands, artificial intelligence, genetic power, and energy capable of reshaping the planet, the legend of Atlantis feels more relevant than ever. It whispers through time, reminding us that great power without wisdom leads to destruction, Maybe the fall of Atlantis wasn't just a story from the past. Maybe it's a prophecy about our future.